Welcome back. What a beautiful day. This volcano shouldn't get in the way of your beautiful day. You know, just don't go near it. You can live over here. You can hang out with the lemons. You know the old saying? Just because there's a volcano doesn't mean you can't enjoy the lemons. Okay, so here's what we're going to do today. Something spicy. We're going to make a Titanic world. Nah, that's a joke. We're making an iceberg world. We're doing a continent. It's going to be pretty standard, all right? A lot of kingdoms, living their lives, doing their thing, you know. Drama, that whole thing. 6 different kingdoms, all right? Who cares what they're called? Who cares where they are? Who cares what they're up to? It doesn't matter, because only one man matters, and it's this guy. It's Steven, okay? He likes jam. He's a pretty normal guy. Yeah, sure, he's homeless, but who cares? The dude is immortal. He's healthy. He's got a ton of health. He's blessed. He's attractive. He's got a lot of good qualities about him, you know? Even his grandma says he's a handsome little man. I know he looks old, but he's actually only 18. And even though he's homeless, doesn't mean he's houseless. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. He's houseless, but he's not homeless. Because he's making a home right now. And maybe he'll even make a house. Is this gonna be a house? Beautiful house to live in? Oh, Steven, you dog. You've done it again. Oh, that's a weird looking house, Steven. Tell me that this is gonna be a house. Oh, you got a new shirt? Looks good on you, Steven. It looks like it fits well. What you building there, Steven? Anything cool? Ah, little tent. Good for you. What a good guy. He's living his own life, all right? Everyone else, they're just here. This is Steven's world. Everyone else is just living in it. Including that freaking stupid rain cloud. No, go away. Go away. Go on, get. You think you can hide under a regular cloud and I wouldn't see you? Get out of here. Thank you. Goodness. What was I saying? Oh yeah, this is Steven's world. We're all just living in it. What the? Steven? Why does it say 5 population, Steven? No way. Steven gave birth to a lemon. No, that's a joke. This is Steven's child, okay? Ipado. And don't ask how that happened, since Steven was the only one here. And also, it says 6, but I'm only seeing 1 kid. So it looks like Steven has misplaced 4 of his other kids, but Steven will find him. He always does. They always turn up again. No big deal. Steven goes by many names. The coolest guy, the hot one, God. But most people just call him Steven, because that's his name. And look at that, he just got elected king. Or he just became king? I mean, what are you going to do? If he says he wants to be king and you don't want him to be king, what are you going to do? Stop him? He's king now. Deal with it. King of this village, and also king of the world. These people just don't know it yet. They called their kingdom Realm of the Omoko until Steven said, I got a better idea. Realm of the Steve. How about that? Slogan, shield or doubt? How about shield or Steve? Which one's going to keep you alive in a fight? It's actually probably the shield, because Steven, he's not going to be there. Realm of the Steve grew and grew. Meanwhile, the world around them kind of ignored them until one day their neighboring kingdom declared war on them. Not a very good move by Yachu. I know you're a diplomat, I know you're normal, but there's a reason why your favorite food is ale, and why you named your stick Old Wood Stick. You lack creativity. You are not the main character, but you will soon learn who is. Look at these kingdoms fighting. It makes me sick. They got nothing to fight for. You know, just their selfish ambitions. Just fighting because they were told to do so. Steven, on the other hand, he's making a path. Literally and metaphorically. Making a path because he hates walking in the grass. Which I don't really agree with, but you know, if you walk in the grass in like white socks, it like stains your socks. No one likes that. Especially not Steven. He's 70 years old. He's got 52 kids, all of which he birthed himself. And what's this? What's that? What just happened? Okay, well, someone just took over his kingdom, but you know what? He doesn't care. He's making a path. His desires are beyond any of our understanding. Oh, that seems like a big deal to have your kingdom destroyed or, you know, taken over by a different kingdom. He doesn't see it that way. He says, hey, I got a lot of life left to live and I don't want to walk in the grass anymore. You know, it doesn't really matter to him. Meanwhile, kingdoms are having revolutions, rebellions, wars. People are dying everywhere. Look at this. 500 people have died already in the last like 50 years. People are just dying everywhere. All the time. But Steven found out he loves farming, and his favorite coworker, this gigantic person, has some pretty good jokes. They like to work together, I think. It seems like actually they're kind of following each other around. That's kind of cute, actually. The kingdom that took over Steven's kingdom became like the most prosperous one, probably because of Steven's hard work. I do hope that they decide to make him king again someday, because he's got prior experience in a management position. Good for him. You know what I'd like to see Steven do, though, is get out there and fight. Oh, his kingdom just got taken over by the Izine. And it looks like they're taking over a lot of his village. His old friends are now trying to kill him. But you know who doesn't care? Steven, because he just joins them. He doesn't care. Again, his perspective is much bigger. He doesn't even take it personally. He just goes and takes a nap, sleeps for 50 years, and He's right back to it. Because of that, they made him king. They gave him a sword called the Bloody Reaver. Isn't that nice? But sometimes even the main character gets sad. He's crippled. He lost one of his eyes, but he looks cool. And he enjoyed being king for about 30 seconds. And then his kingdom was taken over again because he's actually not a very good king. He's pretty lousy, actually. Lost his kingdom again, but he fell back to his old kingdom. It's like he got to go back to his old job he liked. And just when he kind of settled into that, he got attacked again and joined the other kingdom, which then allied with another kingdom. And anyway, it's a lot of work being immortal. You know, you have to see a lot of things. You know how McDonald's is always getting rid of the McRib and then bringing it back, acting like it's a big deal? It's not that big a deal. It's gonna leave, it's gonna come back, it's never gonna be good. And Steven's had to see that happen millions of times with friendships, relationships, kingdoms, crops he's planted, houses he's built. I mean, what, 60 kids he's had? Oh, 58. Sorry, my bad. He just kind of doesn't really care that much, you know? And that's that attitude that gets him continually elected or made as king because no one else wants to do it. And he's just kind of like, yeah, sure, I got time. And you know, it always results with him getting beaten up, but then he just joins their team. And look at this, he's got a new village and he thinks to himself, what a great opportunity to make some new friends. Eventually, Steven celebrated his 200th birthday and people didn't really realize it until now, somehow. But they realized that this guy's kind of old, you know? He's actually lived an abnormally long life. And a small group of people, fanatics, one might say, decided, hey, let's make a religion out of this. And Steven didn't really think much of it. He just wanted to go take a nap. But at that moment, the Church of Steven was born. And the rest of the world did not like that very much. They did not like that at all. They thought, this Steven guy sounds like a real piece of work. You can't just make a religion out of a guy who's old. So they tried to invade. But Steven kind of liked his new little fan club. So he decided he was gonna, I don't know, fight back, I guess. Maybe kill a couple people if he had to, you know, nothing too crazy. And so that's what he did. Him and his new friends, or as others would call fanatics, you know, decided that they were gonna defend their new club, or, you know, cult, as some might call it. But, you know, it was just people that thought Steven was a cool guy, and like I thought Steven's a cool guy, so like what's the worst that could happen, you know? Anyway, eventually Steven had to use his god power and wipe out these dang people that were kind of being mean to him, honestly. He wasn't really down for that. Kind of a bummer to see it happen, but you know what? Sometimes the haters are gonna get in your way, and it's a lesson Steven had to learn. So he thought to himself, I guess we can kill everybody if we have to. I guess we should probably take over the world, maybe? Because he just wanted peace and quiet. So that's what they did. Unfortunately, Steven might have gotten a little greedy, and ultimately Church of Steven was destroyed, and he had to join Kohu Kingdom because they offered him a nice house with a beanbag chair, and he likes those. So that's just what he's up to right now. But what's he going to be up to in a couple hundred years? You never know. His favorite beachfront property was taken over by a different kingdom, and he thought, I like that view of the beach. So he told everyone that they should go blow them up. So they did. They destroyed the whole kingdom, you know, took it over, I would say. You know, they killed like half the people, but not everyone. Could have been worse. Ultimately, Steven got his beachfront property, but got bored of it pretty quickly. Decided to go home, sit in his beanbag chair. And that's just Steven for you.